Coming up on this episode of the Girls Group Chat podcast.
And then I did write songs for this Persian billionaire.
Okay, I regret saying that. So like, all of a sudden, like having a bra was like the equivalent to like just like shagging right in front of your man dad.
Oh, Diona. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
Don't even.
No, I was trying to hold a tear in.
Oh no, it's alright.
Hello and welcome to the Girls Group Chat podcast with me, Shannon.
Me, Olivia.
Me, Diona.
And me, Jordan.
Thank you all so much for joining us, and a special shout out to our Patreon members. If you haven't already joined the Girls Group Chat Patreon, it is called Welcome. What's it called?
Take it to the group chat.
Take it to the group chat. It is just £4 a month, £1 a week, absolute bargain. And with that, you get a full exclusive episode every single week. You get extra content. You get exclusive access to pre-sales for any ticket sales, and you also get access to our forums on there. So yeah, it's worthwhile checking out.
Patreon.com/the Girls Group Chat podcast.
People are flat out in the forums. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Like going and asking like beauty advice and like mum advice and all.
And I love it. The great thing is it's on sections. So
Yes.
people who don't want to hear people slag off their kids don't have to.
Yeah.
And then other people who are like not really interested in like hair and beauty stuff, then they're not in that
don't
either.
have to.
I love that.
Yeah,
And
I love
also, special spoiler, we have a really special episode coming out on there soon that I'm so buzzing off my tits.
Yes. By the time
come
this is
out.
out, that will already
Oh,
be
it
on
will
there.
be out. Get on it then. Some really fun content as well, vlogs,
Yeah.
a whole lot going on. It's cracker.
It's a special sleepover episode where we wore the cutest matching PJs that had our initials. I was gonna say dug into them. What do you call it? Embroidered. And they're from the Love Laura collection. We were sent them by the Walk-in Wardrobe, who also have dressed us today, and we are four sexy senoritas.
We've
had a glow up. Don't pretend you didn't notice how good we all looked.
Like
I would love to know statistically how many people who are watching this went, Jesus, they've
They're
all got
looking well.
themselves query outfits today.
I don't see any hoodies today.
Whenever I tried this on, I went up with Olivia and I was like, oh, I wish I could get this, but I'm just nowhere near cool enough to wear it. And Olivia convinced me that I was cool enough to wear it.
Look, you are.
maybe with a gun to your head, being like,
So I
get
look
it.
cool, guys. Yeah, like, all right, I twisted my arm. But I love it because I sort
So
of feel
fabulous.
like Belle.
You do look like
I
Belle.
love it. I
Thank
think
you.
it's so cool. But I think you can wear that like so many ways. I love a good oversized t-shirt dress.
Here, but that's
Stunning.
the dream because you literally don't need to think about what you're wearing.
It's the
That's
whole thing.
your cover.
This
See,
is the outfit.
That's why we love a cord.
Friggin'
We're
that's why we love a
cord
cord.
queens on here. Like,
Yeah. I know you're in a cord. I think I might be. In
You
a
separated a
This-
cord.
you're like
You're-
two
These
cords
these
put
were
together.
two cords that I
Nice,
separated.
nice.
at
What a
birth.
fashionista.
What an out of the box thinker, putting leopard print and white together. I'm cool.
Fashionista.
I am so cool.
Do you remember whenever you were a kid wearing the maddest shit?
Oh.
Like whenever I was young, I had these Tom and Jerry printed leggings. Like
Yeah.
they were pink with Tom and Jerry's face all down them, and I would wear them with a 101 Dalmatians t-shirt.
Yes.
So a lot of clashing going on, a lot of characters. And I remember, I mean, I was about 6, but I remember looking in the mirror and being like, that's a fit. Like I really thought
a fit.
I was rocking something.
Yeah.
Like-
or the dungarees.
We didn't. I wouldn't have gotten like loads of new clothes all the time, like most of us whenever we were younger. I actually remember one year my mum and dad bought us an outfit to wear for St. Patrick's Day, and I was all to my brother, have we won the lotto? Are we rich? I used to wear loads of hand-me-downs, right? I wore hand-me-downs from my brother. I remember having had a pair of black jeans that he donated to me whenever he ran out of them. Not ran out of them, like grew out of them. He just like ran out of them like a cartoon
Ran
character.
clean out of them, yeah.
And I wore them to school one day, and in ours primary school you only had to wear your top half. No, you had to wear
Oh fuck! Just walking around your cacks.
no, like only your top half was the uniform, the bottom half was your outfit of choice.
Oh wow,
That's very
I've
liberal.
seen.
Very modern.
I have seen schools like this, or nursery was like that. So you could wear like a wee denim skirt and tights and whatever. But no,
God.
by I have seen other schools that are like that, but ours wasn't.
I was wearing these black jeans, and I had been obviously influenced by the likes of like Sabrina and Clarissa and
Oh,
Tia
yeah.
and Tamara, who all had like a lucky pair of jeans or like a lucky t-shirt or a lucky bag, and I was like, these are now my lucky jeans. And I wore them into school that day, and I remember being sat beside a girl in my class, and our teacher was turned this way and she was bent over to a table talking to somebody else behind us, so our cheeks were right in between us. And I remembered I'm like 7 years old or 8 years old, and I turned to my friend and I was all, not her beggars. And my friend told on me. And what the teacher was all, she's saying you've got a big arse. I got stood out in the corner. Do you remember getting stood out?
I never did.
You had to go stand. I remember being in tears with my face against the wall because that's how you got stood out, face against the wall, going, these are not my lucky jeans.
Oh no! Is it mad? People used to literally like tell on you all the time.
Mad.
Like that was such a like you'd say something, they'd be like, "Miss,
Please don't tell me. Please don't tell me.
I know,"
please.
but I used to always get put out of class. This is no shock for laughing so much.
Okay.
I used to
This
laugh
is
so
not
much
you.
that I peed myself. I did that maybe like 6 or 7 times in primary school. Like
Oh,
I
wow.
would laugh so much that I would piss myself.
And then would you get sent home to get changed?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, would you go back to school? Or
Oh,
would you
I'd be loud. My mom wouldn't give me a choice. She's like, right, go on ahead. And I'd be like, see ya.
It was so obvious the child who pissed themselves because they leave for half an hour and come back with a different pair of leggings on.
There's
and
also
you're
only like 8 kids
"You've
in the
missed
class. So like if someone leaves, that's nearly a quarter of kids
And all
gone.
of us, there's like 3 classes in the one room and it's right beside the main door so they can see my ma coming in to get me and me walking back.
You're also
See,
surrounded by a
a
puddle of
packet of
piss.
yeah, a packet of
We didn't even get the privilege of that. We didn't get to go home, or no one phoned home. If we pissed ourselves, you were sent to the bathroom, teacher went to lost property, fetched you whatever was in lost property, and you had no option. So you knew who pissed himself by whoever was wearing the like shitty ripped up trousers or
Yeah.
like old, you know.
You'd probably end up with something like I wore when I was a child, right? I had been donated my granny's leggings.
Love.
And honestly, I swear I was about 7. How tiny is my granny? Because I wore her leggings. And these leggings were so colourful and had pictures of pizzas on them.
Class.
Like cartoon pizzas.
We would
all
look
of them.
well together.
I was so excited to wear them outside, right? And then I paired them with my ma's stonewashed denim jacket. And also, why am I wearing all adult clothing head to toe? I'm 7 years old. But I remember being outside out with my best friend, which I thought was my safe space. And I like confided in her that I'm wearing like my granny's leggings and my mommy's denim jacket. And then throughout the day, whatever would happen, 7-year-olds, you fall out, we had a big argument. And then I remember 4 or 5 of them started fighting with me in the street. And they were all, well, at least we're not wearing our granny's leggings.
Yes.
And I remember being like, I thought, I started the day thinking this was
Pure
such
class.
a cool thing. And by the end of the day, I was like, I don't want these leggings.
Sounds like all your favourite
Traumatised.
bottoms as a child were just ruined for you by a bad memory.
That's
Yeah.
why I
Getting
don't
thrown
wear
out of
any
class.
bottoms now. I'm just naked.
Always rocking around naked from the waist down. My cousin used to give me all her hand me down. She's about 10 years older than me. And do you know, like your big cousin or like your
Yeah, you're
babysitter
so
or something,
cool.
you just think they're so cool. So every like maybe once a year, a couple of times a year, I would get a bin liner of clothes down to the house from Jane, and it was like Christmas. I was so excited. And I remember like a wee stray bra made it into the pile one
stop.
time. I was only about 8, did not need a bra, but it was like a wee underwired, probably like a 28A, like it was small. Well, my mum hadn't seen it and I put it on and I wore it to a sleepover. And I was getting changed. I was like, guys, it's just my bra. Like, stop looking at my bra. Ugh, like, whatever. And I thought I was so cool rocking a wee bra.
Did you get to continue wearing that bra? Or was it like
I think I found it really painful.
Yeah.
And I was like, do you know what? I've shown off. Everyone knows I've got the goods.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
guarded the bra. But I loved getting all her stuff.
My first bra was burgundy.
Oh.
That's the choice.
Isn't it a choice and a half?
You were ahead of the times.
Because usually you would just get like a white bra.
Not
if
even
you're
Yeah.
a dude. I had a
full on.
burgundy bra with stitching, floral stitching, like embroidery on the front of it. It was like,
Okay.
I think it
Quite
was
sexy.
a sexy bra from Dunn's. I don't know if it was in the bargain bin or something.
Was it your granny's? Rocking your granny's bra.
I wish.
You about 10, like
know.
rocking about in the side of sexy bra.
But you remember getting your first bra and you're like, oh my God, if my dad sees this, my dad's going to think I'm pregnant. I have to not be I can't look at
Yeah.
him in the eye. Like all of a sudden, like having a bra
Yeah.
was like the equivalent to like just like shagging right in front of your man and dad. You're like, if they see this, I'm going to be exposed for the woman that I am.
Even now though, when I wear like shorts, I walk into like my mum and daddy's house. He's like, Jesus, Olivia, have you no clothes to put on you? I'm like, it's 30 degrees outside. Like, Jesus
I'm like a
Christ.
grown woman.
He's like, Jesus, have you none to put on? Like, I'm like, oh my God, sorry, I'll just wear a fucking head to toe dress.
Wetsuit. Do you remember the transition period before you got a bra? So you went from having a vest, if it was winter, you wear a wee vest under your t-shirts or your school
Yeah.
uniform or something, and then before you got a bra, you got a crop top.
Yes.
Yeah.
What was the point? Was it to make you feel like you're a wee bit more grown up but
Well,
you didn't quite need a bra?
I
guess?
remember my mum suggesting to me to get a wee
what is the word
Trainer
for
bra.
a trainer
Trainer
bra? And it was because like when your wee boobs start growing, obviously they're like wee points, so it was like wee points coming through my clothes, so it was just a wee bit of support. Just a wee bit of
They're
support,
coming.
you know. So that was, I remember my mum suggesting like we should maybe try one, and I actually went to America for summer to live with a family over there. I think I've said this before, it was like an exchange trip, except I didn't get an American. They just shipped me to America. And I went over there and I was like, free the nip, I'm not wearing that piece of shit. I was like, mum had bought me the wee bra to wear, and so then they made me a scrapbook, and I look back at the photos now and I'm like, bitch, you should have put that bra on. The wee points.
But it reminds me of like do you know like I don't know why it reminds me of like the mouse of a computer. Do you like a computer mouse? Just like
What?
newly grown tits. Looks like the point.
I can see.
I can't see the
I
vision.
know. I just
Where
feel
your
like
brain
they
has went?
if I was to put an emoji in front of each tit that's like starting out,
It would be a mouse.
It would be a computer mouse.
Computer mouse. Fair enough. We are delighted to introduce our sponsor, Iconic Bronze. If you haven't heard of Iconic Bronze, it is a tanning and cosmetics brand founded right here in Ireland by the lovely Linda Simpson.
I've been a brand ambassador for Iconic Bronze for 7 years. I actually started using their products when I was in uni, and myself and Emma Kearney created a collection over 3 years ago now, and these are actually my lashes.
Fancy.
I know, they're
products
unreal.
are
Their products are
fab.
class.
I have to say, I have only started using this recently. Their instant body makeup, incredible.
That sort of thing's a lifesaver.
Incredible
on a night out.
lifesaver.
I'm a big fan of a body makeup. All their products are luxurious without the hefty price tag. They're also vegan and PETA approved and award winning as well. So you can't really go wrong with Iconic Bronze.
And we have all of our listeners a 30% off code. If you use the code Girls Group Chat on the site, 30% off all of the goods at iconicbronze.ie.
We are so excited that That Prize Guy is a proud sponsor of the Girls Group Chat podcast. If you haven't heard about That Prize Guy competitions, come out from under your rock.
The current competitions are 70k cash, 50k cash and 40k cash. They give these away almost every single day, and they give away cars such as Land Rover Defenders, Audis Q3 and the most unreal holiday destinations like Mexico.
And you can get in touch for like wedding favours and private event competitions. There's loads of instant win competitions on the website, so you literally enter, and if you like, the money goes into your account there and then, which is obviously class. And you might even join loads of people who are now millionaires thanks to That Prize Guy.
Absolutely class. So go give yourself a chance to win. Head to thatprizeguy.co.uk and please remember to play responsibly. Keep it fun.
Okay, I regret saying that. So I was
I'll usually have
expecting
your back to the hilt, but I am not seeing the vision.
I was expecting full sisterhood there.
You're
But
like,
yeah, totally
Oh, I've
relate.
never thought of that before. Yeah.
Now you mention it.
The weirdest thing I did as a child, do you know where you always think back and you're like, right, whenever you were younger, you wonder about the things you did, the behaviours you had, the experiences you had, and how they have formed who you are now. And how you look back, like you're going, of course I got chucked out of class for laughing too hard. I used to go to my friend's house to play, and I mean this is like pre-10, so like maybe 7, 8, 9, 10. Those are the ages before 10, by the way, in case you didn't know.
Nice to know.
Great. Thank you. And I would be in her room playing, and then she'd be like, my ma's called me for dinner, which is so weird. And then I would stay in her room playing whilst she went downstairs and had her dinner with her family. I wouldn't get offered for dinner, nor would I get told to leave and go home. She would be like, we're going to go downstairs and have our family dinner. You hang in my room for the next half an hour.
I had that as well, yeah.
But during that half an hour, I would scrub her room within an inch of its life.
What?
I would tidy. Now, this friend of mine shared a room with her 3 sisters. There was 2 sets of bunk beds in the room. I would get everything off the floor. They were very messy girls. I'd get everything off the floor. I would tidy it into sections. I would clean up her shelves. I would go to her bathroom and wet toilet roll and come back in and dust down shelves. I'd be making their beds. I'd be airing their room out.
Cinderella.
I'd be putting their clothes in the closet in coloured order. I would have the place organised head to toe. Things put under their bed that I'm thinking they probably don't use those right now. I had the whole place organised, and I'm talking this is like an 8-year-old.
That's why they didn't give you any dinner. Then you have to left you upstairs. You'd have their
They were
house
waiting
spick
for
and
the
They
span.
weren't even eating. They
They're
were
like, let's have dessert and she'll do the bathroom.
But that's what it is, and I'm looking back now and going, obviously I did that. That is how I am now. Like, if someone leaves,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like my the last time I was there, I'm a friend. I went with my best friend. We were doing a show together, and she said she was renting a room in a shared house, and she says I walked into the room and just went, right, this room's laid out all wrong. Let's sit you down. I'm going to sort it out. And I started moving the wardrobe and moving because I was like, this doesn't feel right.
The
this
feng shui is off.
Yeah.
So this is stupid, whatever's happening in here. And she was like, it's a rental room for 4 weeks in somebody else's house. And I was like, move out of the way. I'm moving the wardrobe. But that is like how I would have been as a child. And I can't believe that those traits were there from so young.
See, saying that, do you ever remember it was like a big thing when you were younger? You just took a notion to move the furniture about your bedroom.
totally.
I lived for that, and it felt like you were completely renovating your room. You're like, right, I'm gonna get stuck in here. You're going over there. Might move my bed, and like, bearing in mind I live in a terrace house in Ballybean. There's only so much moving I could do.
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah, we'll move this, and then after you got into bed, and you're like,
sitting there like,
I
this is
am
the
an
new room.
interior decorator.
Oh, the
I would get
moment
it.
showing your mummy the
Yeah.
rearranged room. You're like, don't come in for a few hours. And she's like, what are you doing? I'm rearranging.
breaking a
rooms.
sweat trying to
Yeah.
move the drawers
I'm
and
becoming
all,
an
like,
architect. And like, honestly, it would be the proudest moment.
Yeah. I would
loved
spend
it.
ages doing up the blueprints as well. I'd have a page out and my ruler and my pencil. I would draw it up. There was always a circle. So funny. You would do your bed as a rectangle and your chest of drawers as a rectangle. And then your wardrobe was always a square. And I would do my bedside table as a circle. It wasn't a circular table. It was a bedside locker.
just to make it familiar.
I think I was just like, I don't know why. I was always a wee circus. I've had a coffee table on my room, but I would do the blueprints up. I would stick them on the wall with blue tack or on my wee pinboard, and I'd stand in front of it all, and like eyeing it up and moving everything around and all. Like I made a whole, and I would do that every week.
Love that.
Yeah.
Every week. Oh, I rearranged my furniture. My ma said she could not believe the strength I had as a 7-year-old moving an entire wardrobe full of clothes across a room. She just heard from downstairs the floor being scraped, and she was like, "Ah, fucker's moving her whole suite of furniture around again." And we'd heavy furniture in our rooms because my dad owned a furniture shop. So our stuff was like full pine, like really heavy, like just whatever. And I was like 7 years old moving it around.
I got a built-in bedroom when I was 8, so I stopped being able to rearrange things. Just had to like tidy my drawers or like move my video collection.
That was the boring stuff, wasn't it? Your mum's like, actually sort out your clothes. And
Oh
you're
yeah.
like, just want to move it about the place, like.
I know.
Even still now, like if I do a good tidy or good clear out, like I will bring Ben up and be like, look at my makeup, all nicely organized,
Yeah.
like all the blushers here, the lipstick here, isn't that nice? And he'll be like, oh, very nice. And I'm like, tell me it's amazing. Tell me I'm a good girl.
not
Please.
Yeah.
I just love that reaction of like having done a job well done.
But I mean, I firmly, but if I sit down to do any work, I can't do it if there's a mess around.
I'm the same.
same.
You know what I mean?
It does cleanse your brain, I think.
It really
Tidy
does.
space, tidy mind.
Yeah.
My wee brother is nearly 6 years younger than me, and I was like an only child up until he came on the scene, and I was always quite an old child for my
I can imagine
Yeah.
that.
years, you
Yeah.
know, always sitting
Wise
reading,
beyond your years.
Yeah.
reading a novel or something.
Matilda.
Kids are doing
Oh,
Peppa Pig and she's just
Fucking
singing
Matilda.
jazz.
Oh, literally was, right? Then he came along and I was like, happy days, like we've got a wee friend. And whenever he was like 3, I was like, this is great. Now he can be like my wee friend. We can do things. So me and him were obsessed with You've Been Framed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And remember at the end of it, they'd be like, send in your videos
Yeah.
for £250. I was like, right, lad, let's go. Let's get £250 here. Every week it would come on. We'd be like, what can we do to get a video going? And we'd make him like fall down the fucking hill. We'd like throw him off. I'd throw him off a bed. He'd be outside rolling in the mud for like hours on end. We'd be construction like films so that we could send it off. It was like you talking about your stepson. We'd be like, right, mummy, we've got it for this week. And it would be him rolling. I put him in fake tan one week. What else did we do? Threw him like off the side of the shed.
No, would he be aware? Would he be in on the plan?
Oh, he was in on it. I was like, oh, I'll split it with you. Wasn't going to split it with him.
Yeah,
at all.
Did you ever get the money?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
She
no.
probably never sent it off.
But did he? Oh, yeah, of course.
But you were born to be a content creator.
Oh,
like you
I
were doing
was
that from the
on it.
get-go.
Yeah.
That said film
On it.
directing, never mind content creation.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
God love him. He was always just like my wee sidekick. Like I'd make him sit down and listen to me singing. Like I'd be like, sit. And I would sing like
Yeah.
a full Kelly Clarkson song. And he'd be like, that's unreal. Him like 4. Or I'd dress up, put makeup and all on him and be like,
I love that so
what
much.
do you think? What do you think then?
I remember writing a song one time during my songwriter era.
Yeah.
And it was, again, a lot of stuff happened when I was like 7, 8. I was going through it. Spice Girls were around. It was like a
Yeah.
big thing. I had my keyboard, my Yamaha keyboard in my room, and I wrote a song that's not unlike Alicia Dixon's The Boy Does Nothing.
Okay.
Okay.
It was very much like, so my brother and his best friend were in his room, and I didn't know they were in his room, otherwise I wouldn't have been singing as loud as I was. But I was like going for it. I was in my safe space in my room, so I was like singing my song really loudly, but it was all like, I make your dinner and you don't even care. Like I was like a 40-year-old woman being that, I'm gonna walk out and take the kids. Like it was this whole thing. And I remember,
Imagine you had submitted it to like one of those wee girly magazines or something, and they're like,
Yeah.
what age is this child?
they're like, what is she overhearing in her house?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
There's like a
Who's she
welfare
married
check
to?
Yeah. I'm like, you clean the kitchen, you bastard.
Did you ever send it to Alicia Dixon? Because it sounds really like.
No, it was basically the same vibe. And
that is
I
not a
remember
coincidence.
leaving, like open and obviously like accomplished everything I needed to accomplish with the song. And I remember opening my bedroom door at my brother and his best friend standing in the hallway, and then they start singing it at me, and I was all, well, there's my songwriting career over.
I loved writing songs. So whenever I
Yeah.
was younger, and then I did write songs for this Persian billionaire. Whenever. Like,
No, there is
Not happening.
You are Nessa at this point. Catherine and Stacey.
You are.
There was this one time I wrote a song for a Persian billionaire. I did.
What do you mean? The lore continues.
so this girl I knew, you might know her as well, was going out with this
Britney
Persian
Spears.
billionaire.
Beyonce.
And his dad owned the Bank of Persia.
What?
Like so rich, right? And she met him, and they were going out. And
The girl from
they were-
here?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they were engaged. Lovely girl.
Is she famous?
No. And for his birthday, she had this idea. She wanted to write a song for him. And she came to me because she knew I did musicals. I was like, would
Okay.
you be able to write a song for my Persian billionaire boyfriend? And I was like, absolutely. With no credentials other than writing songs when I was a kid. I'm creative and I'm like quite good at writing and stuff. Girls, I have to play it for you at some point. It was actually quite a banger.
Did you have it recorded?
Yeah. I went to a recording studio and got
And
it done.
did you sing it or did she sing it?
I sang it, and they,
We
I got
need
my
to
friend
hear
who's a
this.
pianist to put it all together for me. And then she loved it so much she wanted another song done for him. So I did a dance
You made this man an album.
more or less a two song album, but an album's an album. But that all started for me writing a song as a child.
So we need to see this, but I think this should be something that's maybe kept for a live show.
No, can we please make a music video out of this for the Patreon?
Do you know what?
Please.
Oh my God.
She paid me for it, and it was for her boyfriend. Like, I maybe
She
shouldn't even be
owns
talking about it. Like, yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a secret bond between a girl and her songwriting client.
Fair.
Okay.
She is a client.
I was going to say we could
a
use this
customer.
for a dance on stage at our live show.
Right.
Jordan
Well,
could have DJ'd it.
I've just decided that we will make our own. We're going to
Song.
write a song. We're going to shoot a music video. It's going to be for the Patreon.
Perfect.
It's going to be the cringiest, tackiest thing.
I'm making your dinner and you
Yeah.
don't even care. Can we use that? Love the vibes.
Kitchen, you bastard. Yeah. That's exactly what's going to be.
Oh my God, I actually can't go for that.
But from no age, I was writing songs,
Yeah.
writing plays, doing wee dramas and stuff. Like my poor parents, God love them. I'd be like, I'm going to do a play. And they'd be like, oh, fab.
I know.
And I would go on for 40 minutes. And then they go, great, wonderful. I'm like, that's the interval. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Then I'd be around selling them popcorn. Like, hello, anyone want a snack? Like, I was fully in every character within this imaginary theatre. And they were so good sitting cheering me on.
I'd have done that with, and my cousins would have been on their way over, and I can just imagine their conversation in the car on the way there going, do we have to go to her house? 'Cause she's gonna hand us a script as soon as we get in. Like, they'd get in and I'd be like, you stand there, you're the big bad wolf. You be just you be the big house because can't trust you to say any lines. Just you be, and I'd have like made people like stand in line, do everything, even like dance routines. If people
Yeah.
didn't do the exact, like, do you make friends at that age that get together when you're a kid and everyone like makes up dance routines? I'd have arrived with the dance routine.
Yeah,
I'm like,
the
we're not
choreography.
making it up together. This isn't a democracy.
Yeah.
I've decided how the dance is going to be, and you guys are going to copy it. And if you don't do well, I will
get
make you
cuffed.
go for dinner, and I will clean your bedroom.
I can see he's down there like banging a cane on the floor and smoking a cigarette and being like, dance is an art form. Those who do not keep up will be asked to leave. At the age of 7 wearing your granny's bra.
Oh my God.
God love
Here,
you.
do you know what? It's not you're saying that. I tried to bring Winter to gymnastics yesterday. We're in fuck's sake.
I really wish I'd have done gymnastics
Me
as a
too.
kid. I think this all the time. Would have been great for the
Apparently
outer
that's the-
flexibility.
But apparently that's the number one thing you're supposed to bring kids to do.
Yeah.
Before any
can see
sport
it,
or any
yeah.
dance form, it's supposed to be gymnastics.
for strength.
Yeah.
You strike me as someone who
Flexibility
did
and strength.
gymnastics.
I did do gymnastics, but because of dance, so I done it alongside of
Okay.
it. But like I'm very into when I have kids. Or like my niece, she goes to ballet. She's not even 2 yet. She goes to gymnastics. She goes figure skating.
Like, that's mad.
She goes. I just think it's so good. Like, because it's one of them things you don't know what you're going to be talented at when you're that age. So as long as she loves her dance class. My sister actually texted me today because obviously, as I say, she hasn't even turned 2 yet. So it's been really fun to watch her first class that she stood there looking at the woman, because they're not strict with them, they give them wee tiaras and whatever. And Sophia was texting me today, like, she's doing everything. Like, she lay down, usually in Sleep, you know that Sleep Little Bunny song. Usually my niece goes around going sleep, sleep, sleep. If no one's sleeping, she gives off. Or today she slept all day. They do like good toes, or good toes, naughty toes, good toes, and she sat the whole time doing her pointed toes. So I just think it's so good for their minds.
But it's
to
also
develop.
amazing to get them used to just like trying things and not being afraid to try things, and then you can easily see from a very young age what they're good at and what they like doing. I tried to make Winter. I took Winter to a few weeks of gymnastics just after Rocky was born. So he was a couple of weeks old and we went to gymnastics, but it was like she was only 2, so I had stayed with her the whole time and walked her around the beams myself. Rocky would have been strapped to me in a wee baby carrier, so I'd have stayed with her and stuff. So that was fine. And she only went for a couple of weeks and the classes got cancelled, and she's been going on at me ever since. I'm talking now nearly 2 years. She's been going on at me to try and go back to gymnastics. Finally booked her into gymnastics yesterday. Brought her, and she cried her eyes out and wasn't going. She was so excited the whole morning. She woke up and she was like, gymnastics today. She got her shorts on, she got her hair back in a wee plait and all because she got sweaty. She got her wee water bottle filled. She went there, and as soon as the problem was as well, Winter hates big crowds and she hates loud noises, and she's such a confident, like, chatty young wee girl. Like, if she goes to soft play, she'll run straight off and start playing with somebody. But in a scenario where she feels like everyone already knows each other, she finds it really difficult to get to blend in. So yeah,
Me too.
Yeah.
So I arrived 10 minutes late because I could not find the place because it was like so hidden. By the time I got there, it had already started. So all the kids are running around playing this colours game already. And she was like glued to me. She was like, no, I don't want to go in. I don't know anybody there. And I feel like everyone's already started and I don't know. And I'm like really trying to push her in to like, just please try. And I said to the girl, can I stay? And she was like, no, parents can't stay. And I understand that because that's not fair on all the other kids. Yeah. And she was like, lots of kids have started today to Winter. But to her, she was like, no, these guys have been here every day of their whole lives. It feels like I'm the only new person. She hates people looking at her anyway. So I like literally abandoned her. I was all bye, and I walked away, and I just stood outside the door, and you can't even see in through the door. So I just stood out there, and I could hear her choking, crying. Oh, fuck. And I had to open the door, and the girl was sort of like really trying to put her back on, and I just went, no, come on. And I was so fucked off, like beyond fucked off. I could not hide how fucked off I was, and it made me feel like such a shit ma, because I was like, I feel really bad because I go to her, you've really disappointed me, and I feel awful for saying that. But thankfully she was like, what has disappointed me? And I was like, nothing. And I didn't even explain to her. I was all, I'm just sad that you couldn't try, that you didn't, as all wanted you to be brave and have a wee try, and you didn't try. You just left the first sign of fear, right? And then I honestly just could have been doing with the Irish break as well. I was really looking,
I'm sure.
I cannot tell you how much I was looking forward to just sitting in the car park for 45 minutes on my own in silence, just like having 45 minutes where someone's not demanding something of me, just for like 45 minutes. And then she would, because she came back out, that had got taken from me, and I was all, that was my only time on my own today to like just be alone. And I was so fuming, and I spent the rest of the day being really cold with her, and I felt so shit up. Like, I'm having one of them weeks where I'm like, I'm such a fucking shit man. Like, I was feeling being so cold towards her because I just could not hide how annoyed I was.
But I think that's also, it's a bit conflicting because you're feeling like a shit mum, but the reason that you're feeling annoyed is because you're wanting the best for her.
I know.
You're wanting her to try it because you know it's good for her, so you're not being a shit mum, and you can't hide that you're annoyed because you know she'll love it. Yeah. You know she'll love it, but it's like how... The only way, I think the only way is just to keep trying.
It's like tough love, isn't it?
Because when you think about when we were younger, like when I first went to dancing, I was the same. Like I don't think I spoke to anyone at dancing until I was about 13. Like I went in every single week and was silent, mute, did not speak to anybody. But like I just had to go, and I loved it. I loved dancing. Yeah. But I hated the socializing. But I just had to go because my mom was like, "You're going," and she just left me there, and you just
And isn't it
choices.
mad how I think the parenting styles are so different back then they are now. Like whenever we were growing up, I firmly believe we just went along with our parents on their chores. We just went along with our parents to do everything. Like we weren't, their days were not about entertaining us, whereas we now just entertain kids, constantly.
But then I was thinking recently about, like, I used to be such a shy kid, and I was thinking about why, because now I'm obviously not, but I was so scared to speak. I was not a social kid at all, but I think it's because when I was that wee, like, only child, my ma used to take me everywhere with her, and I was obsessed with my ma. Still am.
Yeah.
She's great. I love my ma, but like at the time my ma was my whole entire world. So when anything she said to me, I was such a sponge. Like I was such a sensitive kid. So when she said to me, like, just you sit there, we'd be in like wherever we were, you know, something to do with her or whatever, she'd be like, just sit there and be quiet. And then somebody would walk past and be like, oh, she's so good, she's so quiet. So I associated being quiet with being good.
That's
so
interesting.
when I would go place, and I still do this to this day, because even we were away at the weekend there, and Ben would be like to me, you're very quiet. And it's if I'm in a situation where I don't know people, I go mute, because I'm just like, if I say nothing, then that's good.
It's a
Before
positive.
we started
I
doing this
get-
podcast, I thought you were really, really quiet from
Did
like
you?
the few times I met you. Yeah.
Like even when I go to events and stuff, like I would rather say nothing than say the wrong thing.
And
So I
because you're
just
so
mute.
gorgeous, it's quite intimidating when you're quiet, because it's like, oh, she's a real tough nut to crack.
Oh, really?
Not like I never thought you were
takes me a
nasty or anything,
while.
but I thought I'll never be cool enough to speak to her. And then I got this dress and it's all changed. No, but that's really
Yeah.
interesting that you kind of link being quiet with being good,
good,
probably
yeah.
subconsciously
Like
still.
a positive thing.
But that is what people expect of a lot of kids. When people say your kids are well behaved, they mean they've sat still and been
And
quiet.
we've all done it to kids. Like I've been in places with people and you're like, okay, she's so good just sitting there. Like my
know.
clients bring kids in and they're quiet and I'm like, oh, fuck, she's so good sitting there.
know.
And you
Well,
just forget
a
that they're
sign
picking
of
that
a
up.
feral child running around wild is that they're having a great time.
Aye, and they're social and they're chatting away to you.
Do you know there has been a study done, and I'm going to get the percentage wrong, but it's something like 800% more kids misbehave with their mums than with anyone else.
Yeah,
because they're their complete safe space.
Yeah, well, that I can say that with my niece. When I tell you, I brought her by myself to the farm the other day, and I was like, "You are an angel, like a literal angel sent from above." When she is with her mum, she is the fucking devil.
Yeah.
And I literally say to her, I'm like, why are you getting on like that?
I know.
Why are you have been so good all day, and your mummy walks in and you are a see you next Tuesday, and that is one that is fact.
And that's why I know that if I had just like pushed on, if I leave Winter in a situation, she will be fine and she'll get over it and she'll get on ground, but she knows I'm there, and of course she would rather
the
come
safety
hang with me because
blanket.
I'm great crack, but she would rather come away with me. But anyway, we spent the whole day yesterday and she turned around to me about an hour or two later and told me, Mum, are you still mad at me? And I was all, I said, I'm not mad at you, I just really needed 45 fucking minutes on my own.
I had a chance to choreograph.
I
Get it
just
done.
needed. But do you ever think about like what you were like as a child and how the things that were said to you then?
It's like
Well,
that
I-
trend
such a
on
difference.
TikTok at the minute. Have you seen this?
Oh, yeah.
Where you like ask kids things that were said years ago and see what if they obviously they don't know these sayings anymore. Things like they'll say children should be seen and see what the child says.
Yes.
Yeah. And none of the kids know it. Where if you were to ask us that, we all know what them terms mean. You know,
Children to be seen and not heard, whereas the ones now the kids
I'll
are going,
give you
children
something
be
to
seen
cry
and
about
loved.
and
Yeah.
stuff. And what other ones was it? I'll give you something to cry about and
Aye.
I'll give you something to cry about.
I brought you into this world and I'll take you out of
Yeah.
this world. Things like that were commonly said years ago, TV shows, everything. And now, like, you wouldn't hear that.
There was that TikTok trend too about, you met yourself in a coffee shop.
Oh,
yeah.
And the things.
Okay, I love that.
I love
I
that.
love a tacky.
Yeah, it cringed me
tacky
out.
trend.
I know.
But
I was like, so many people's going for coffee this week. I can't watch it.
Yeah.
do you ever think about what you were like when you were a teenager? Like I was a moody bitch.
See, I
Like,
wasn't. See, from I was a child, my mum and dad always, I was going to say made me, encouraged me and my brother. We never had a kiddies table at like family events. We had to sit at the adults table and make adult conversation. And even if that was like sitting pretending to listen to like, you know, your great aunt's boring story about her surgery or something like that. No offense to any of my great aunts, God rest their souls. Or sitting like telling about what you've been doing in school that week, or making me get up and sing a song or tell a joke or something. So we were always trying to have adult conversation. I think that's why now I can literally chat away to anybody.
Yeah.
And
So do you think that was a good thing then, sitting at the adults table?
well, I never knew any different. But we just never broke away from the adult stuff to, you know, they weren't sitting there holding us hostage being like, you can't go and play, but we weren't sitting being antisocial, colouring in the menu or something like that, they were like, no, have a conversation and see if you like how you can get on. We also like basically from no age were ordering off the adult menu to try and expand like what we were eating.
I
and
will
what we were
have a
tasting
red
and stuff like
wine.
that.
I was just like,
Yeah.
you sitting with a Chardonnay and a fucking cigarette. Like, well, Dolores, what are you at this weekend?
How's the hip, Jean? But honestly, like that was just sort of our normal. I remember like on cruise ships and stuff, you would have to sit with another family.
bingo.
And I remember sitting chatting away to this wee Canadian granny when I was about 9 years old. And I thought she
love
was my
that.
bestie. And I don't
She
know,
was
I've
wearing
just
a
always
pair
been
of-
chatting away to
I
everybody.
was wearing a pair of pizza leggings.
That was it. Yeah, was it your granny?
Granny is from
We immigrated from
Newfoundland.
Canada.
But I
yeah.
used to always say to my ma, like, she'd be shouting at me for something. I'd be like, I didn't ask to be born.
Whoa.
Like, I used to
Whoa,
love that
wait.
line, and I still say it to her as a joke. Like, she'd be giving off to me, and I'm like, I didn't ask to be born. And she's like, fuck up, you. And then I used to say it to her all the time. I'd be like, I didn't ask to be born, and then slam the door and be like,
What an entitled wee shite.
she probably was like, that fucking bitch. down
See,
there."
if my kids said that to me, I'd be like, well, I have your fucking receipt because I paid for you. I will bring you back.
But that's what she would say to me. She'd be like, I had to go through like labour to have you know. I'm like, didn't ask to be born.
Yeah.
Like, what? I don't care. I don't want to
have
be
your
here.
receipt. I do. It's so funny. I have the actual paper receipt for both of my children in the house. I just think it's funny to keep.
If I was you, I'd be like, I'm getting a refund. Fuck you. Get out there. Pack your bags.
I know. Anytime they fuck up, I'm like, you'll go back. You will go back. I
Did
know.
you ever try and run away from home?
All the
Yes.
time.
Pack-
All
Did
the
you not?
time.
Did you not?
No,
Oh, I
I
love
never
the
made
drama.
it.
Oh my God, I
Me
love
and-
the drama.
me and
I
my
never even
cousin
slammed a door.
we were the exact same age. Now, to be fair, I was very good, right up through my teenage years. But me and my cousin were not exact same age, same year at school. And we were that close that if people were like, you know, who's your best friend? I'd be like, Rachel. And they'd be like, that's your cousin. And I'd be like, it's my best friend too. Do you know that way?
Yeah.
But we lived around the corner from each other. And we'd asked to have a sleepover. And if the answer was no, me and her were like, fuck yous, we're off. We are off.
Away.
So me and her used to run away. No one was looking for us, but
No.
we were like, we're running away, get supplies, let's go. And sometimes we'd go a bit further around the corner,
Supplies.
but sometimes we would just, she was a terraced house, but it had an alleyway, you know,
Yeah.
like we break. Sometimes we just sit in the alleyway for hours, being
But
like,
it's so funny.
wonder when they're going to come and check on
We did the
us.
same. You'd arrive back home and you're like, does nobody know that I literally relocated there?
And you're like, where's the police cars? Why is no one searching for me?
Like,
I'm
I was in the
back.
streets.
I'd be like, oh, come have a sleepover now.
Yeah.
This week we have all written ourselves letters to our inner child.
Yes.
Does anyone want to go first?
I don't.
Do you not?
Just throwing it out there. I don't want to
Does
go
anyone?
first.
I'll go first.
You go first.
Fine then.
This
Right.
was. Do you know what? I found it really therapeutic writing this.
Did you?
How far? Mine's really not that long or anything. Or
No, mine's short too.
I was going to say.
But I didn't really know what I wanted to say to my inner child or childhood self until I started writing. And I thought it would be about something else than it was. I mean, obviously it's about the most important things in my life, but I thought it would be sillier.
Yes, whenever you suggested it, I was like, oh, I don't really know if anything to say. And then the words sort of started flowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's is like, I made you dinner. Which I did. I did cook my own dinner from age 11. Anyway, right, here's the letter I've written to my inner child.
Oh, I'm scared. I
I'm
don't
not-
want to
oh my
cry.
God, wait, I gotta get a tissue at the ready.
Hey Dido, so sorry this nickname didn't work out for you. Despite DI and DO being the first two letters of your first and last name, those stupid bastards at school really missed a trick. I need to tell you something straight away. You have 2 kids.
Oh, fuck's sake. No.
Fuck, they're amazing. Your daughter's called Winter, and the day she was born was the day you were born. They knew you. You became really so resilient, literally a machine. I want you right now to go hug your mum. She went through it all, and I can't believe it took us until we were in our 30s to realise that. Then you had a son called Rocky. You couldn't ever imagine loving anyone as much as Winter, and then this wee heartbreaker entered the world, and you said, take my fucking money, son. I need to deliver some bad news, though. Scott from 5 has not received your invitation to propose to you. But it's okay because Sean Haggerty has. He's from Lurgan. You don't know where that is, but I'm sure you'll hear about it on the news someday soon. There's bad bastards in Lurgan, but not Sean. He's the best, and he's going to convince you to be a stand-up comedian. Yes, that's right. Your suspicions were correct. Despite what your music teacher, Miss O'Hara, said every time you brought on that whoopee cushion, you are funny. There will come a day when you're around 12 that you'll find a Weight Watchers book and become obsessed with numbers. This will be the beginning of a 2-decade battle with your body image. If you see that book, put it back in the drawer and go have a Kit Kat. Forget about the book. Also, if I can ask you to not do one thing, please don't go on Brittany Lyons Next Top Model.
It'll reinforce what you already thought about yourself, that your legs are ugly, and it'll prohibit you making so many nice memories. Because you'll have too big of an insecurity to go to the beach with shorts on. And then, on top of that, you'll be riddled with guilt as a mum, worried that you're going to pass on that insecurity to your daughter. So for your daughter's sake, don't go on the show. But if you choose to, it'll be okay eventually, because you'll start a podcast with 3 of the most inspiring, uplifting and generous women you've ever met. And they'll give you the courage to put those insecurities to bed and wear the bloody shorts. Finally, I have some great news. You're really happy, you're really loved, and you're really, really funny. It's all going to work out. So stop counting the numbers, put the shorts on, and please don't drink vodka straight from a beer bong, because that's a hospital visit we could have done without. Now go home, hug your mum and dad. They're human too, and they really need it.
Oh, Diona.
Jesus Christ. Straight out there, no kissing, boys.
Oh, that was so lovely. I'm just going to say I can't go after that because mine
I
is
feel like you should go next, 'cause I feel like
pish when I say mine's short compared to that.
Oh, I thought mine was short.
Diona,
No,
was
that's beautiful. Like
was
really
gorgeous.
lovely. Mine's not.
Do you know what? I literally wrote that 5 minutes before I left the house today. And as you were saying to Jordan, you just start writing and you're all, I don't really know what I'm going to say to myself. But once you do, it just like splurges out onto the paper. It's such a... like an eye-opening thing to do when you realise the
it's
things that are
therapeutic.
important to you,
Yeah.
because nothing really that was important to me there was mentioning about, you know, career things that none of that was what I wanted to say to myself, you know.
But I feel like you get like when I was writing, I got like a flashback of myself nearly, and I was like, oh my god, like that was me, that was my life, like that actually, it's mental.
Isn't
It's
it
actually
wild?
really sad that you can't go back to your wee younger self.
I know, and help them.
God help them.
I know.
But then, it's like one of those things we go, well, maybe you're supposed to go through all the shite things and all the great things in order to form who you are and stuff, but there are things that I would definitely wish that I didn't have to,
I know.
Yeah.
you know, and that we all didn't, you know, never.
It's things that have probably shaped you and you've learned things from, but at the same time, you still wish you didn't go through them.
Yes, because I'm a big believer in not changing a single thing, because like literally every single like meter that you walked, where you walked past someone or didn't walk past someone or didn't fucking get hit by a car, do you know what I mean? Like every single decision you've made and mistake you've made has led us to this precise moment.
Yeah.
And I'd be scared of like anything going differently in my past.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I can physically jump in a
It's your
time machine and change
thoughts
anything,
and
but
it's your whole
yeah,
personality.
literally every
formed.
single, you're built brick by brick, aren't you, by all
Yeah,
your
it's like the
experiences, but
Butterfly effect.
because you love your younger self, you just wish you could be like,
And
wish I didn't have
any
to go
wee
through
young,
that.
I just think it's growing up
So hard.
anywhere is so hard. No matter how privileged you are, no matter how many friends you have, everyone it's hard getting to become an adult. The whole thing's hard.
Yeah.
Do you want to go next then?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll go
God.
next.
No one has an easy journey.
Yeah.
Okay. To my younger self, thank you for never giving up, for never resenting the body that felt like it was working against you, and for somehow always knowing deep down that there was nobody in this world more important than you. There are so many journeys ahead of you and so many mountains to climb, but I promise the views along the way aren't half bad. Losing your hair felt like losing a piece of your identity. You didn't understand why it was happening, and neither did anyone else. Who knew that once felt like our biggest insecurity would become our greatest superpower? You're so quiet, not because you have nothing to say, but because you're always waiting for permission to take up space. You keep your thoughts and feelings tucked safely inside, afraid that they'll be dismissed. But here's the truth. Confidence isn't something that you're born with, it's something that you build. Don't panic, you will find your voice, and when you do, you'll never stop using it. You've never had to earn your worth. You never had to change who you were to be loved, heard, or accepted. You need to grow up fast to survive, and yet you still led with love, even when it broke your heart. To those people who said you couldn't, wouldn't, or never would, they're not worth our time, so let them go. The constant tug of war between love and heartbreak, it'll finally settle. One day you'll realise that the most important relationship you'll ever have is the one with yourself. Thank you for holding on through the hard days, for your softness, your quiet hope, and your strength. Even when you didn't feel strong, because of you, I am here now. And I promise to keep living this life with love, joy, and the boldness that you always dreamed of. Everything you've been through has shaped who I am, and I love who we've become. P.S. I'm so excited for you to meet Ben. He is everything that we ever dreamed of. I'm so proud of you, Olivia.
Oh my god. Don't
oh
even.
no, I was trying to hold the tear in.
I know.
It's away.
Do you know what's so nice too is to look, is when you can
you can remind yourself, your younger self, that the thing that you're insecure about, like being quiet or losing your hair, is actually going to be, as you say, your greatest superpower. Like
Yeah.
those qualities that you don't think are worthwhile when you're younger are everything.
It's mad, like.
Times.
And like this thing, not being born with confidence,
Yeah.
but it like you're now everyone looks at you as like such a confident person,
Yeah. And I would, like, if
and you
somebody
probably never would have
describe it-
imagined. You as a child wouldn't have imagined you being here as such a confident person.
Never. Like,
Do you
I
know what I mean?
always just thought that I would be, like, just the quietest person in the room. Like, that was just always what I thought I was going to be. And I never thought that I would have the confidence to do anything that I do now. And now I would describe myself as somebody who's confident because I am.
Yeah.
But it's something that I've had to work on so hard. Like,
And also, I think as well, there's an awful lot of like idea that if you're quiet, that's not a good thing. That you have to be chatty, or you have to be you know,
Like an
an
entertainer.
extrovert or something.
Yeah.
You know, like, whereas you can choose to be quiet whenever it suits you. It's fine. Do you know?
Yeah.
You know,
It's
it
not
works.
negative.
Yeah, it's not a negative.
Do you want to go?
Sure, mine is so shit compared to these, but
because you're shaking so much.
I know, so I'm like sweating.
I know I feel like I'm in group therapy. I sort of am.
I've wiped. Remind me, I've just wiped my pits for this, not to wipe my face again. I can get a new tissue. There we go.
it's the fact this is wrote in my notes of my phone as well. Okay. Hey, young Shannon. First off, please keep pushing on in every single aspect of life. I promise things are going to get better. Guess what? You're about to end up living a life you once thought was just for other people. You've got the most amazing boyfriend who adores you and supports every move you make. A job that I'm not even going to tell you about because you would definitely tell me to wise up. And a family and friends who are basically your personal cheerleaders. I know you think you aren't good enough and that you'll never find someone who loves you for you, but big spoiler alert, you're wrong. So wrong. You're loved in ways you couldn't even imagine. Keep going, keep smiling on even the rough days, and trust that you unsure little self grows into someone that is beaming with confidence. Big hugs from your future self, Shannon, 29 and thriving.
I love that.
That's so lovely.
I love if I thought you were going to say it off like 29 Valley Bean. Single and ready to mingle. Do you know what's
I
so
love that.
mad that if you were able to tell your younger self what you do for a living, you'd be like, oh, I like work, like I make videos on TikTok, I'm a content creator on TikTok. Your younger self would be like, is that a clock shop?
Yeah.
What is that? Like,
Yeah.
you work in a field that didn't even exist when you were younger.
You're a pioneer.
Would you know what I mean? Which
Yeah.
you couldn't
Yeah.
even explain that to your younger
And
self.
especially, like, that's what I think. I don't even think people realise when I say, like, my whole childhood right through to early 20s, I wouldn't get a photo taken. That's how, like, extreme it is from how bad my confidence was. Like, all the times that we try to get photos, you know, from, or like when we were younger and stuff, I don't have them because I didn't take photos, or if I was in photos, I was hiding in them.
Yeah.
Whether it be family photos, everything, I would have been like, I'll take the photo. I didn't want to be in photos, so that's why it's just so mental that, like, I've cameras in front of me 24/7.
Yeah.
Mental. Mental.
Little you.
I haven't had that many photographs of me when I'm younger because I have no access to Bebo. That is where they all
When
live.
Bebo died, our whole, like, teenage years died.
He's like, oh, sorry, did we not exist now? Because I can't find any of that stuff. Where's my photos? That's where it was stored. There was no cloud
And then
there.
there was
Bring
talk
them
of it
back.
coming back. They said it
Yeah.
was coming back if you put your email in, but it
That's
must have been
right.
some weird way just to get people's
Yeah, it's probably a
emails.
phishing scam.
Yeah.
Okay, Jordan.
Right, Jordan.
I'm
finish,
ready.
Finish
Oh.
this off.
You're going to cry, you know what?
If this is Mortal Kombat, we're going to finish him.
Right. Here we go.
Oh, shit.
Oh, she's off.
Oh, she's way ready.
Jordan's going to need to voice note her, so just play it.
Yeah, can we dub this? Right. Dear little me, I'm not here to tell you do this differently or don't do that, because honestly, every decision, every wrong turn, every heartbreak and every misstep led you to where you are now, and life is actually really lovely. Not perfect, but full of love. There will be hurdles and some of them will suck, but it turns out okay, I promise. What I do want to say is stand up for yourself. Don't let people talk down to you or treat you like you're less than. You're not. Don't second guess your instincts or dull your sparkle to fit in. You are different, and that's the whole point. It'll take some time for you to understand that, but when it clicks, and you'll understand so much about your young life. You'll spend years chasing approval from people who don't align with you, desperate to be accepted. But the right people, the ones who see you, will shine through, and you'll end up with brilliant friends and a husband who totally adores you. One reason rejection stings so much is because you've never been made to feel anything less than magic at home. Mum and Dad are your biggest cheerleaders, and not everyone out there will be cheering as loudly for you. But please don't let that silence make you shrink. Appreciate the incredible supporters you have at home and try to believe in yourself as much as they do. Also, you're not fat. You're gorgeous, and I want to wrap you in bubble wrap and shield you from every cruel word. Thought about yourself. Because I can't just know everything works out. And as I write this, I can't help but wonder if 65-year-old me is writing a letter to this version of me here today, shaking her head and telling me to believe in myself more, to stop hesitating, and to go for things that I want, because I'll never be this young again. So I will, for her, for you, and for me. Be kind to others and to yourself. Love always, you.
Oh, Jordan.
And then I said, P.S. invest in Bitcoin.
Yes, save money for a house now.
Yeah.
Save your communion money.
That's something I hadn't even thought of too. Is like, what would your I talk about that in my stand-up show. Like, what would my future self say to the me stood here now?
Yeah.
You know, and you don't know.
Because I was giving a friend advice recently who's not happy in work, and she was like, oh, I just thought I'd be so much further on by the time I was nearly 40. And I was like, well, don't get to nearly 60 and be like, God, I could have turned things around when I was nearly 40. You've plenty of time. You've got the resources. You've got the talent. Like, if you know now this isn't what you want your forever gig to be, like, take the chance to change it.
Yeah, don't waste any more time.
Don't get to 60 and go, oh, I knew then. Why did I not turn things around?
Yep.
You know? So, whew, there we go, gals.
And I hate to be the bearer of the bad news. I can guarantee we will all be writing similar messages to ourselves for this age when we are that age.
God, hopefully not still in this podcast.
Hopefully not. But you know what I mean?
We'll have been replaced with the AI versions of ourselves.
We're like Abba
We've all
Voyage.
progressed so much, but like,
I
know
know
yourself, like there's always work to be done. So
Yeah.
yeah. But I love that thought of being like, I know what I would tell to my younger self, but like what do I want to be so that my 60-year-old self doesn't want to like give me advice?
I know.
That it's like, you did that, go girl. Do you know what I mean?
I'm so torn. Like, I say that in my show, about one half of me is like, build the empire, stand in front of as many people and entertain them as possible, because you fucking love how you feel when you're standing in front of a crowd doing stand-up. But the other half, just live in the forest with your children and your husband. Live off grid.
Yeah.
It's such a swinging pendulum, isn't it?
No, it is. It's like, just go away, have no, like, don't do work. Be with them all day long.
Yeah.
But then they're off now for summer, and I'm like, woo! Do you know what I mean?
Just
you
dying for a
cannot
coffee.
win.
I know.
I would encourage anyone who's listening to do that wee exercise.
Honestly, that's what I was just going to say. If you're listening, please write a letter to younger self, because I was doing it last night and it was just like therapy. It really, really was. It was so lovely.
Maybe it gives you a wee moment too, just to like
Reflect.
evaluate how far you've come on,
Yeah,
and
it does, yeah.
maybe it might even give you the opportunity to go, like you say, actually I could change that now, not waste any more time if there's something else that's not sitting right with you.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here, and we'll catch you next week.
Thanks for listening. Bye.